by the West Coast Center and the Women for Peace and Happiness. I met this ministry when I was very young. I was like about the third grade, so that's like 8 years old. And I was just taken by all that what was happening in the ministry. And I kept saying to myself, I want to be a team member. Or I can't wait till I'm old enough to be a team member. And I can travel with Bishop Porter. And that day came. And I traveled to Africa with Bishop Porter. And I was going to be a team member. And the members of the team was myself and Reverend Hicks. My first trip out of the country with my pastor and the West Coast Man of the Year, and I was terrified. He didn't know I was terrified. And all I could think on the plane was, I'm going with Reverend Hicks and Bishop Porter. Just me. And when we got to Germany, no, when we got to Detroit, I had to get on a different flight than Reverend Hicks and Bishop Porter. And he was like, you're going to be all right, baby. And I was thinking, if you say so. And it was an overnight trip, and I was fine. Once we got to Africa, my experiences began. Bishop Porter worked me so hard. I was the camera person. I did sound. I sang with the choir. I did everything but preach. I was the finance committee. I was like, Reverend Hicks, I can't do it anymore. He was like, you all right, partner? We're in this together. I said, Lord, does the bishop ever sleep? We have been going for 24 hours, eating strange food. And he's saying, try it. I said, no, sir. I'm not adventurous with food. Oh, you in another country. Exactly why I'm not adventurous with food. Well, he was so very kind and gracious, and I asked Mr. Hicks, I said, Mr. Hicks, is this what it's like? We haven't slept in about 24 hours. And he's still teaching, he's still talking to people. We have another meeting to go to, Reverend Hicks. I'm not going to make it, but Reverend Hicks encouraged me. And Bishop Porter, he didn't know, he was just smiling while he was working me to death. And then Reverend Hicks and Bishop Porter went to Nigeria and left me in Ghana. He asked, would you like to go back home while we go to Nigeria, or would you like to stay in Ghana and we all travel back together? I said, no, I came with the team. I told Reverend Hicks, I want to go back with the team. And it was the most wonderful thing. I stayed a week in Ghana with Bishop and Mrs. Sifa. And Mrs. C, they run an organization there. And Mrs. Sifa asked me, well, what would you like to do? And I told her, I'm going to work with you. And she said, you don't want to go to the market? I said, no, I'm going to work with you. And I would like to go to school. And every day she asked me, what do you want to do? I said, I want to work with you, and I want to go to school. I worked with her in her office, and she was very silent. And I typed up her notes for her class. And every day I said, Mrs. Sifa, am I going to school today? And I had a chance to visit a primary school and a secondary school like high school. And the things that I learned, I took back. I could not wait to get back to the States to talk to my students. One of the things that impacted me so with the school is they have a class called RME, and it's about moral education. And they told me that in RME, with the moral education, that the students are taught they have a responsibility. They have a responsibility to first their family. Then they have a responsibility to their community, and they have a responsibility to the world. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to go back to talk to my kids. We're going to implement this. It was breathtaking how the students have to walk to school. Some of them catch cabs and they're piled into these, it's not what we know to be a taxi, it's like a little car. And they're piled into school because they have to get there before school. It is their responsibility to care for the grounds of the school. Not only that, they pay for their education. It's not free education. And they have to care for the school before school and after school. And I was just taken, and I'm thinking, I know what I have at my fingertips at Emily E. Booker Elementary School, the technology, all of the resources. And I went into the classroom, and the teacher had a blackboard. Like, in the back of my head, my educator mind was saying, oh my God, how does she work with like the books and one board, and they're writing with chalk, and look at the pencil nubs and the wealth that we have. I thank God for that. But the spirit of the kids, when they talk to me, the teachers, and I said, I just appreciated Mrs. Porter, who helped me to go to Africa, and Bishop Porter, who took just this little, 100-pound girl with him as his team member and treated me like I was Zadig. Like I was the princess. Anything I wanted, he's like, you want this? We stop at the store. You want this, baby? You want this? How are things? How are you doing? I didn't tell the man I wanted to just break down and cry. But it was just that experience alone, how much he broadened me, and he trusted me. It was literally, he did not see little Clesha. Because some people, when you grow up around them, they see you only at that stage. He saw Miss Henry, the educator. He saw Miss Henry, the minister. He saw Clesha, the minister. Because I'm telling you, I did every facet of the ministry, but have on a miter. And I appreciate that because I know the gifts that he tapped, and there's still gifts in me that are unfolding every day. And it's because of this ministry that I had the confidence to just go when I realized, like, I'm the only girl. I don't like doing things by myself. I come from a big family. We do things, in groups. And it was just me. And he allowed me to see the strength in me. He allowed me to see that I can carry this work, and that I can assist my pastor, and I can assist any person with the expertise and the gifts that God put into me. So I thank you, Bishop Porter. I thank you, West Coast Women, because I had very good examples. I could not have done that. Yes, my families, the Henrys, exposed us to a lot of things, and education is important. But with all of that education, the practical application, the love for the work is what I got with West Coast, and growing up wanting to be a West Coast woman. And I had to share that because that's something that I will never forget. It changed me. It really did. It changed me, and it made me the great woman that I am today.